All right, all right, all right. Good weekend, everybody. The Black Geeks are here. We're here for another edition of our podcast, and we're going to wrap up this week's events and topics and give you a little bit of news and conversation about what's going on in TV, movies, comics, gaming, and whatever else comes to mind. So without further ado, I have with me fellow geeks, Big Bob Rob, King Phayce. What's up, fellas? All right. That's all I get. Rob
Good
doesn't even
evening,
say anything.
Governor. Good evening, Governor. How are you tonight? Oh, it's a pleasure to be here with such fine gentlemen like yourself. Oh, I must say, it is truly an honor and a pleasure to be with you. I am so honored to be with such magnificent people like yourself. Thank you, thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
I am happy to be
Well,
here.
see, I ain't gotta say nothing else.
All right, all right. I'm sorry, people, that y'all had to witness that.
Yes, I love you too.
Yes, we have officially lost control already, and the show has just begun. I don't know what to do with these people. But let's go ahead. I got some topics I want to get into from the SIF News archives to get our conversational juices flowing. So we're going to go right into it. And our first item up.
Rising.
Uh-oh.
No, that's not the song for this. I'm sorry. You talking about juices flowing? It's all right.
Okay.
I had a mixtape moment. I'm sorry. Please continue.
We don't have to be talking about Robert Kelly, okay?
Oh, sorry. Please continue.
Which is funny that you bring that up. Somebody had a clip on Facebook the other day. It was a news clip. And I don't even remember seeing this, but it was like at least 10 plus years ago. And somebody was interviewing R. Kelly. And they said, are you into teenage girls? And he paused and he says, what age?
Oh, God.
I was just like, oh
God.
What do you mean, what age? But anyway, going right to our first item of discussion, and for those listening and watching, you probably want to hear some of this stuff. So it looks like Beverly Hills Cop 4 has been pulled from 2016 release. It was supposed to come out next year, but it looks like it's not happening. At least it's not. So what do you think about that, fellas?
Well,
Great.
I saw the article, but I didn't see why.
It's only been 20 years since the last one.
Let's not ask why.
Actually,
If we start asking why,
it
people
would have
might
been
think of it again.
22 years. It actually would have been 22 years if it came out.
That is the most ecstatic news I've had all week. Let's hope they keep the trend
Oh,
going.
really?
I don't want to see that.
Okay,
crap.
well,
But
let
wait
me
a minute.
go ahead and make things worse for you.
Hold on, no. They only pushed the date back. They didn't cancel it, right? They pushed the release date back. So it's still going to happen, right?
Well, let's try to fight the power.
We don't know. They completely canceled it.
Oh, good.
As far as the March 25th release for 2016, but they haven't announced a new date either.
Oh, he gets a slow
So-
clap. Oh, snap.
I'm glad he's clapping because I got something that's going to make him not clap.
Okay.
NBC has finally, 100% canceled Constantine. It's been lingering in limbo, and they have been saying they could, they might, but it premiered with 4 million viewers, but never quite, did better. It just kept getting worse and worse. So it's not going to happen. It's over.
You know what needs to happen? We need to get a blurred effect. You guys need to get a blurred effect so I could do stuff like, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we can do that in editing. We can do that in.
Okay.
Yeah, we can do that in the editing.
Whatever, man. But it's only going to happen because of that time slot and the material. If it has to, in order for that time slot to survive, it has to be something extraordinarily popular. Like if they move Walking Dead to Fridays, that might could survive it. The numbers will go down, but it might could survive it. Something somewhat established or something that's so hard, because Constantine was a good show. It was a good show, and I think if it was any other day, it would take off. I think it's just as good. Uh, it's in the same ballpark as Arrow and Flash. I think it's because it's Constantine, and I think the guy that plays Constantine probably plays his character better than the other two. I don't care what anyone says. It's just that Constantine, even as a comic, was never really extraordinarily popular, though I don't know why. It's just one of those things. And he's only starting to gain in popularity recently, but not enough, I guess, to sustain the show. It's unfortunate.
Well, Warner Brothers, looks like Netflix is looking for more shows. Bring it to Netflix, and we might
bring it
actually
to
have
Netflix, and they might actually get it done, because I don't think they hype it up enough. Maybe they don't want to because they don't want to pump enough money in it, because they don't think it's a viable option. But I love the show.
Well, there have been some fans that are vocal, but you got like Bison right now. He mentions, he said the show was not great. The writing and characters were not that appealing.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why I wasn't going to go.
I personally never made it past the first episode.
No, I watched it. The thing is, like the girl, she can't act. She's a horrible actor. I don't like to hate, but she does things like that Kristen Stewart-ish, where you don't really say anything.
No.
You just read the words on the page.
Not Kristen Stewart.
To me, that's how I rate not really great actors. And I'm not hating on Kristen Stewart. For all y'all Edward and Bella types, don't be tweeting. I love Bella. How don't you like Bella? I'm just saying.
I'm hating. The girl can't act.
It seems like you just read the words off the screen. That's what you do. There's no acting involved. You're just a good reader. That's how I felt that the girl, his partner, was. I think the Constantine character in of itself, he does his thing. I think he could carry the show, and I think there's been precedents where the lead actor could carry a show, and maybe you can get some talent around them, maybe. But I thought overall the show was pretty cool. It wasn't perfect. That's why I wasn't going to say it's better than Arrow, but I think he plays his character as good, if not better, than the other two. It's just that I think the combination of time slot, the nuances of what Constantine is, I guess it's the perfect storm not to get picked up.
Well, there it is. No Constantine. But who knows? It might come back. Like the Mindy Project was canceled by Fox, and it got picked up by Hulu.
I don't think. So, I don't know. I just want one comment about it, and I'll let it go. I don't think it'll. I'll be surprised. Maybe FX will pick it up. But I think it may have been a little bit too hardcore for the primetime viewership. When he was getting, I think I got like a couple episodes in, like maybe 3. But when they had him like staked out and cooking, I was like, wow. Yeah, I think it may have been a little bit too rough for some people. So I think maybe a cable channel may pick it up.
After Daredevil, I'm going to just advocate everybody go to Netflix.
And you know what? Because
especially for the comics that's like this. And Constantine is one of those. What?
Yeah, no.
I'm sorry. I got taken off my.
Constantine is one of those comics that could easily be so much grittier, and I think it probably would be better because the comics was kind of gritty, and it was like the character is gritty. I mean, he's an alcoholic who smokes a lot and cusses a lot. That would be perfect for Netflix. He's not, and I think maybe a cable channel does need to pick him up, and it'll probably do a better job with it.
Can I just say something before we go any further?
You can say whatever you want to say.
If you are watching this show currently, and you're live and you're tweeting us or messaging us on YouTube, and you feel the need to talk about your Apple Watch shipment, please don't do it.
Oh my God!
Bison.
Oh, Bison! I got mine. Hold on.
Talk about it, Bison.
He went out his way to put up here, Sith Lord, my Apple Watch arrives tomorrow.
Just a watch.
Guess what? My Apple Watch arrived a week ago.
I'm sweaty, Geekonis. It's just a watch.
It's no big deal.
It's just a watch.
I'm just gonna put my watch on so I can keep
Rob,
time.
Look,
Rob,
you want? Look, I'll take my watch off. Oh,
Rob,
oh God, I don't have a watch
Right, that's
anymore.
Rob,
Oh my God, my life's gonna
you
end.
can't even comment on this. You're not qualified.
You aren't qualified, but I'm
Watch.
gonna wear mine. Okay, I'm
Oh,
gonna
here you
put
go.
mine on. Hold on for a second, because it's got the different snacks. Because I gotta get a different band. So once
What's
I get a different band, you know, it's got a. Cause I already bought this so I can get a different band. This band is a little bit annoying to put on, so I'm just gonna put it on really fast.
You
Okay.
should have seen this clown in the movie
Yeah.
theater last night. He was all talking all loud. He was talking all he was all loud last night.
Really?
Oh, look! I can do this with my watch. I can do this with my watch.
I was loud though.
You were loud. You were very loud.
All right. Let's continue the show.
Yes, let's continue the show.
Yeah,
so
please.
so Bison, he also shared some news. I like when our viewers are sharing news as well. There's a Nina Simone documentary that's premiering next month on Netflix that looks pretty good. It does look good. Speaking of documentaries, looks like HBO has two of them coming out too as well. They got a Kurt Cobain one that looks good, and they have the one with Queen Latifah that looks really good. And Monique is in it too. So for those of you wondering if it's true that Monique can't get a job in Hollywood, so that looks really good. So, but I wanted to get transition a little bit more into some of these news items that we got out there. So it looks like the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe has been cast in Captain America: Civil War. Everybody's confirmed: Ant-Man, Vision, Falcon, Winter Soldier, War Machine, and Scarlet Witch, but no Quicksilver. So, yeah.
That's crazy.
So, for those of us that were holding out hope, I'm going to say he's definitely given up the ghost. At least for now. This is comics. We still have Adam Warlock and Doctor Strange to factor in future movies, so he might come back sooner or later, I think. I don't know. I still like Rob's theory about Tahiti. That would be so awesome. If he ends up in a Tahiti situation.
Well, no, it's crazy because I was telling you, if you was going to stick to the comic wise, that does make a lick of sense because Quicksilver does have a history with the Inhumans, so it's possible that could play a factor. I so doubt it, but it's an option that they have that they could play.
Well, we'll see. So, for those of you who are eagerly awaiting cutting cable and are happy that HBO now exists, Showtime is also coming out with their own app in the next coming months. And I just want to take a quick aside here to talk about this whole cord cutting thing, because people have asked me over, several times over, like, is now the time? Is now the time? Right now, it looks like, again, at least from my calculations, the Xbox One is still the most viable way to cut the cable if you get a antenna as well, because it does have the antenna of the adapter to pick up, the over-the-air HD channels. So you can get your antenna, hook it up to your Xbox One, and that'll at least get you all the local channels in HD. But then you get you combine that with your Hulu and your Netflix and HBO Now. My only fear is that this is starting to get out of hand. If Showtime comes out with a subscription app, then what's next? If everybody has a subscription app, it's going to be cheaper to get cable. So I don't know if this whole thing is going to work out. This year is probably going to be the year we can actually get some solid numbers, but it's going to probably come down to user choice. Like, some people only watch HBO and not Showtime. Like, there's some good shows on Showtime that I'm supposed to be watching, and I still haven't watched them. I still haven't seen Ray Donovan. I still haven't seen Penny Dreadful. I haven't seen any of those shows that everyone keeps saying you need to see it. Heck, I still haven't seen Dexter, and Dexter's been long gone off the air. And speaking of sports, ESPN already has a deal with Xbox One. So does NFL has a deal with Xbox One, and they all have like mobile apps now. And I know for a fact that Sling has some sports as well, equivalency and subscription. So it looks like sports is going to be viable too. And then we still have Apple, who's under investigation right now by the FBI and other people because, not FBI, I think it's the FCC or Trade Commission, or whatever, because they think that Apple's up to no good and trying to box Spotify out the streaming music service, and who knows what they're up to with TV. So we'll see next month definitely what their plans are. This one's for you, Rob. Windows 10. Microsoft is saying that this might be the very last version of Windows. They plan to go to a update model where you just install Windows 10 and you just get updates forever.
That's what they should have been doing. The hell, all this foolishness.
Well, it looks like they're finally going to go that route, and you know, that's some really good tech news if you ask me. And you know, one of the things that I want to say is as far as tech news, because we had some really big tech news this week. A court ruled that the NSA program is illegal. Y'all know the NSA program, don't you? The one where they've been storing all of our.
You want to know what makes me laugh about that? You want to know what makes me laugh about that? So I'm listening to it on the radio, and you know, you got people, and it just, for everybody out there watching, I hope y'all not as dumb as they think y'all are. That would break my heart, because I'm listening to the guy, and he goes, "Can you believe that they were lying to us?" And it was like, and I'm sitting there thinking to myself, of course they lie. They always lie. They never actually said they didn't lie. They don't tell you everything, and it's like, why are you surprised? Like they have clear transparency. That's why if you walk within 5 feet of any of those buildings, you might get shot. Why do you think that is? Come on, man. It's just funny to me how naive some of these people are being right now. And I honestly starting to believe it's not really people that are just dumb. I don't think everybody is this dumb, because it's a lot of news that came out this week, and that was just one of them. And I'm thinking to myself, people are acting real stupid about this. Like, you know what it is. It's like having a boyfriend that keeps getting arrested and keeps slapping you, and you talking about something, he might change, and it's like, really? Okay.
You know, that's why somebody should invent these SIM cards that they can give away for free. And that
you're not going there. You're not going there, are you?
You just now saw it? Oh my God!
You saw it? You finally saw it?
Yeah, it was. It was awesome. It was awesome.
Did I tell you it was awesome? That was like,
Didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you?
No, Samuel did his thing. That was one of my favorite roles.
Oh yeah, yeah. So guys, let me ask you. I know you're gonna say who the clear winner is, but you can't tell me. Don't you think that movie gave Avengers a run for its money for best movie this year?
Ooh. Yeah.
I mean, I'm saying just gave it a run, because that was a good movie.
Look, okay. I saw Avengers twice, right?
Right.
And I liked it. Hands down, I liked it. I think it was better than the first one. I said that already.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure I had the same feeling I had after I finished Kingsman. When I finished Kingsman, I was just like, yo, that was awesome.
Exactly what I'm talking about. It's exactly what I'm talking about.
With the Avengers, I was just like, yay, great movie.
Kingsman, we've been watching those kind of movies. You know, you're not gonna get an overly superior feeling like this was just the greatest thing I've ever seen. It's just, I'm glad they did it. It's awesome. Keep doing it. Whereas Kingsman, that's the new joint. It's it's a new one-off.
The church scene alone was worth it.
Yeah, exactly. And I said, that movie it's not a series. It's not it's not.
They made fun of the whole movie, like when he named the dog and he was like JB, and he was just like James Bond. He was like, no. It was like Jason Bourne. He was like, no. It was like Jack Bauer. He was like, oh.
But see, and that's my thing. Like, I think I think that movie was good, but it's one of those because it was just good. It was like with Pat Grimm.
Samuel L. Jackson was awesome. It was just like
he was.
Oh, you think this is one of those movies where I'm going to sit here and tell you the whole diabolical plot, and then give you an impossible way so you can get it impossibly out? No, this ain't that type of movie.
Yo, the graphics at that last sequence. I mean, that's what I thought that was the epitome. I mean, that whole movie, they kind of went with, we're not going to take this all that serious, but that last sequence, the what was that, 8-bit? Oh my gosh, that you know what I'm talking about, the last
Yeah.
explosion sequence. That was just, I mean that. I mean, and Samuel, I swear, every time he had a scene, I was cracking up laughing. I felt that's the first time I was ever
Especially
that
when him
vocal.
speaking with that lips. When he speak with that lips, I was
That's right.
dying
Everybody should have
laughing.
seen it by now. That was hilarious.
You
I'm ready to see
sound
that movie again.
you sound funny when you talk.
You think?
I don't understand why y'all talk like this. Yeah,
I don't care when you talk like that.
Oh man.
but you know what?
That was awesome. It was
I
awesome.
think I know why Kingsman was so good. It's the same thing with Guardians of the Galaxy. I would put Guardians of the Galaxy on the same level as Kingsman
Yes.
because it was completely out the box.
Yep.
And that was the difference. And like King Phayce said, Avengers, we've basically seen this before. Yes, we will do an Awesome Con meetup with you, Bison. We will be at Awesome Con for the record. We're all going to be at Awesome Con.
Yes.
But I think the issue is that we've seen everything. Like Phayce said, we've seen Avengers, we've seen Iron Man, we've seen. At this point, we're just watching these comic movies to see the story evolve.
I mean, they're fun movies.
I mean, they're fun. We're going to enjoy ourselves, but there's nothing at this point that they can do that we could be like, oh, wow, that's so awesome.
Yeah.
Which is why Guardians of the Galaxy was so good, because they didn't try to wow. They just did stupid stuff. It was funny. It was, unlikely characters. Like Ant-Man might be that way too. I think people are crapping on it. I think people are crapping on it because they're not following, the canon and things of that nature.
But the thing is,
go out the box with it too.
I can do an Iron Man movie. I can do these movies right now. I guess I'll do anything just to stop them from doing stuff like Beverly Hills Cop 68. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see another Beverly Hills Cop. For one.
Apparently, Hollywood doesn't need it at this point.
But what I'm saying is, you get what I'm saying. We was in the movies and we saw that they're doing another damn Terminator movie. Really, and that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about.
I actually saw several of those Genesis trailers.
No, I don't care. I don't care. The trailer looked okay, but look at what we just watched. That trailer is basically redoing Terminator 2. The bad guy and everything. It's the same type of bad guy. Not the same guy, but it's the same type of Terminator.
Well, here's the thing.
It's just, come on, man. And it's Arnold in it. You didn't have Arnold in it? Okay. I still wouldn't be a fan, but okay. But Arnold at 68 talking about some, I'll be back. Really?
I don't think I care as long as it's actually good. See, the issue is when you tend to do sequels, they tend to get progressively worse. But like I was watching Mojo. I love Mojo. I subscribe to Mojo on YouTube and subscribe to us, of course. But I love their top 10s, and they did something about remakes, and they were showing that last Rambo that Sylvester Stallone did. That mess was over the top, crazy, gory. Just the scenes they showed, he shot somebody up with a 50 cal, like for real. And for those of us who've ever fired a 50 cal, they showed what it can actually do. And I was just like, oh my God. And when they do that stuff, if it's an evolution, I don't care.
I don't need to see.
But if it's going to be stupid, then
no. If that's the case,
for instance, I'll watch another Bad Boys. Would you watch another Bad Boys?
Not entirely. I wouldn't rush to the movie to go watch it. I'm just being honest. You could make another movie with 2 other people and do the same thing. Why keep rocking? I think it comes back to. I mean, it's the creative.
It's the chemistry though, like
chemistry, really.
Chemistry.
Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, I thought they were friends.
They did have chemistry 15 years ago. I agree.
Don't do it again. Find two other people to do it. Don't do it again.
Yeah, I just feel like at least do other. That's what I'm saying. It's already bad enough that you.
So y'all not down for Ghostbusters next year then?
Well, I mean, I think. Well, look, I'm putting a different twist on it.
You know what it's like?
All-female cast, and the graphics are gonna be much better. So go for it.
Oh, the graphics will always see the graphics. It's never an issue these days. It's like when they came out with Clash of the Titans. Obviously, it was new. It was a new movie. The whole new show. The graphics was better. The graphics was better. But is anybody honestly saying the second one was better than the first one, even remotely? Hell no. And the first one had clay figures, and it was still better. It was still better Because you can't just say, "Oh, action and CGI, and
Well,
that's
the
all we need."
difference
No,
between the
you
first Clash of
make a
the
good
Titans
movie.
and the second Clash of the Titans was the first one had a story. Let's, story will win every time,
And the second one tried to have a story.
which is why you can watch old movies and they still be good because they have good stories. That's why. But I want to always bring in our viewers into the conversation. Bison, he's still going in on Age of Ultron. He said,
Yep.
it's getting
Read it.
predictable. Uh, Age of Ultron was done by committee,
Read it.
but yeah, Captain America: Civil War has him intrigued. That's because the last Captain America was awesome.
Read the next sentence. Read the next sentence. Read the next sentence. Read the next sentence. Read the next sentence.
I'm reading it. Films he's excited for 2015. Spectre.
That's it right there. That is it. That's gonna be the Jimmy joint. Oh, that's gonna be a great. That's gonna be a great Bond flick. Great Bond flick. I can't wait. I might get to go see.
I don't know why I've never been into.
I might go see that in IMAX. Because I'm a big Bond fanatic. I'm a big Bond fanatic. So I am totally looking forward to this one. I don't think I've been this excited since they introduced Daniel Craig as the next Bond. I mean, he's been a great Bond. They've made him seem so vulnerable, but he's been so tough. The action sequences have been great.
Is this his last one?
I don't care if it is. And then they go out with a huge biggity bang. But I'm just looking forward to this one. They're bringing back the Spectre story. There's just so much potential for great, awesome, brutalness, action. It's gonna be great. This is gonna be a great movie. I think that this is the movie I'm looking forward to this year. Definitely. I'm really excited.
I'm looking forward to Force Awakens. I'm just saying.
We all know that.
Y'all can sit here and the Spectre and blah blah blah.
Dude, you're sitting there in a black robe. Are you serious? I mean, we kind of already know what you're.
Okay, that doesn't necessarily mean.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Whatever. All right.
Okay. So since we talk about Age of Ultron, I want to get this out the way. I want to get this out the way.
All right.
So
get out the way.
a 9-year-old.
Oh yeah.
Basically blasted Age of Ultron. And it was a well written article. Here's one of the lines from it. If you like movies about robots who make jokes, or movies about girls singing lullabies to the Hulk, or movies about cities that float into the air for no reason, Age of Ultron will be right up your alley. It was not up my alley. The first Avengers was really good. I don't know what happened with this one. I felt like it was really short, but I was happy to get out the theater. The very first scene is the best scene. A bunch of people in the forest killing each other. Do you know what surprised me the most? Every line had a swear word in it. The first word they said the whole movie was S-H-I-T, whatever. He just goes in and in. And this is and people were mad as hell about this article. So much so that they had to have another op-ed by an adult so he can come back and say, oh, well, he's a kid, he doesn't quite understand, and it was written for people like us who are older. I was just like, wow.
Well, let me hit a bunch of things, because I don't like talking crap about little boys. But obviously, that little boy needs to get spanked. One, the city didn't float in the air for no reason, dummy. It was trying to create an Extinction World event. Duh. Now, everything else, though, I can't really get mad about because I understand the comic. But, I said this before. I thought the movie was good, and I understand why they did Ultron the way they did, because I don't think they had enough time to go into the complexities and the depth of Ultron, what he was, the kind of robot he is. He's not a regular robot. I think that's what needed to understand. He's not a regular robot. So.
Let me get this. Let me read the last of the part of his review and see if y'all agree.
Okay, I got one thing I got to say to that. Go ahead.
Okay. So I'm gonna read this last bit of it. My point of view is that Thor ruins the Avengers. It doesn't make sense. If you had Thor, why would you bring Black Widow? Why would you bring Green Arrows? AKA Hawkeye. What's this woman with the gun going to do? What's this guy shooting arrows? They have a god with them who cannot die. A guy who is good at shooting arrows or a girl who is good at shooting guns wouldn't make a particle of difference, might I add. Age of Ultron was not my favorite. I would not recommend it. The last time I checked on Rotten Tomatoes, it had a score of 72. I would give it a 46, maybe lower, maybe a 39.
So
He hated that movie.
yeah, he obviously hated that movie. Now I'm going to address something that you stated earlier. That did you could you go back and read the line? You read a line something about about the movie being for adults.
Yeah.
What was that line?
It is that it was for adults who waited, who's old enough and understood the comic, and they're writing them for us.
Okay, so let me, young man that's 9 years old now, I believe in trying to educate our young people, so I'm not going to try to knock you down too much, but let me ask you something. Do you have a job, 9-year-old? Do you have money? Do you have money in your bank account right now that you have made and you have earned that you can go out and buy a $12 movie ticket? Do you? And I'm not talking about money that your grandmother gave you. I'm not talking about money that you got for your birthday. I'm not talking about money that you got that was under your pillow. I'm not talking about any of that money. I'm asking you, do you have money that you can go out and pay for a movie ticket? Then can you buy a meal with that movie ticket? Can you buy $12 worth of popcorn? Can you buy $8 worth of Slurpee? You know what I'm saying? So to ask the question, oh, well, this is for adults, do you have the money to support this movie? Absolutely not. You do not. So guess what? They made it for me because I have a job. I have a job that allows me Stop it! I'm trying to get through this, man. Do you have a job that you can buy some damn nachos? You don't have the money, dude. You don't have the money. So it's not for you. You're absolutely right. It's not for you. If you want it for you, that's why they have Disney XD. That's why they got Nickelodeon. That's why they got Nicktoons. That's why they got PBS. Why don't you go watch Dora or something? You know what I'm saying? Why don't you go and watch some Space Cadets float around?
Hey, Rob, I'm supposed to be
the Black
Geeks. I'm supposed to be the one to do that.
Do we have to?
No, we don't have to do any of those. We don't have to do a disclaimer.
All I'm saying is, young man, you need to understand.
I promise you, Boo. I promise you. See me in the street, it is on. See me in the street, and we gonna see what time it is. We gonna be like getting like nuts and bolts in this mall. You see me in the street and see what happens. Clap, clap, bang, bang. Say it with your chest.
It's not for you, dude. It's not for you. You're absolutely right.
On the air, Black Geeks. You know what? You know what's funny? You know what's funny?
Not the target audience.
No, you know what's funny? Because one, it's little boys like that is the reason why we don't have Young Justice on the air. And it's just, I'm just saying that. And number two, is the concept of the Avengers. You got to understand. I guess you can't fault him because he's a child. He only will understand that when he get older. Because even I, when I first started reading comic books, I read it just because the characters looked cool. And then as I started reading them, I understood it was deeper than that, and then I caught things. The thing about the Avengers is there is truth to that. I mean, if you actually read, which someone should be showing you how to actually read, but if you actually read the comics, everything that you just said, they bring up. They have, like, I'll give you a perfect example real quick. There is the comic book where everybody gets sent to Battle World by the Beyonder, right? And he brings like a group of bad guys and a group of good guys. He sets up this world and he wants to see how they fight. So he brings the X-Men, the Avengers, and and there's some of their villains, and he puts them on a planet and they go and they duke it out. And they have this one scene where they just had a battle and they're regrouping, and Spider-Man is sitting there on a rock and he's like, man, my web shooters are out. I wonder how he's going to survive. And Hawkeye just looks at him and was like, if you don't shut the hell up. And Spider-Man is like, what did I say? He's like, you whining about your damn web shooters? You can still jump and do all kinds of things. You're damn Spider-Man. I got to make arrows. He says these things. You know what I'm saying? I got to do this and make arrows. I don't even know if I'm going to live to see tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So the concept of the Avengers is they're not all gods, and Thor can be killed. I don't know who told you he couldn't be killed. He can be killed, has been killed, actually. All of them could die. They're not immortal like that. He's immortal from a standpoint of he's long-lived, but given the right circumstance, he can get himself killed. But all of the Avengers have their purpose. It's what makes them a group. You can't just have brawn. You need brains. You need all kinds of things. And if you read the comics, you would know that the Black Widow is not a normal chick. She's on the same level as Captain America. If you read the comics, you would understand that. And Hawkeye is Hawkeye. He's an agent. He's a soldier. They kind of change his story from time to time. But the bottom line is, and there are many times that even in the comics and even in the movie, he says, "I'm just a man with arrows." You see what I'm saying? It's not like they don't address this thing where he's constantly feeling out of place because he's around all this extracurricular stuff. You're around Thor, you got the Hulk, you got Captain Freaking America, who's a superstar, and you got damn Iron Man flying around in a metal suit, and then you got a man with arrows.
Well,
But
let's just say for the record, he is 9. And in defense of all 9-year-olds, my 9-year-old thought he was crazy. And so did my 10-year-old, so did my 14-year-old, so did my 16-year-old, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I think I named how many kids I got too much. But my point is, they all thought this 9-year-old was crazy. So there you
But that's his experience, because you got a lot of kids these days. They actually would prefer, what's that, Teen Titans Go over Young Justice.
Oh,
I can't see any logic in that.
None.
But a child isn't necessarily logical, so you can't knock him for being what he is, I guess. I don't agree with it.
And the thing is that you're right. He's a child, but thing is that, and he's looking at the point of his comments are completely from the point of view of a child. He knows not that he knows not. So he goes out and he's just saying what he feels, and so he's right. He's right to feel how he feels, but I think that's also why we as the adults have the right to come back at him and kind of explain some of that.
You meant to say he has a right to feel what he feels, not that he's right, that he feels what he feels, that he has a right. There's a difference.
Well, in all fairness, there are adults that agree with him. Have you seen the reviews on Rotten Tomatoes? They are.
But see,
look. Are you going to mention Josh Whedon? You going to mention Josh Whedon? You going to mention that?
What about Whedon?
The thing about Whedon and Twitter.
Oh, that he got the hell off of Twitter?
Yeah, I mean, but it's the same concept that Whedon jumped off Twitter after people lambasted him, and then the hashtag I support Josh Whedon came up. But I mean, there are going to be people that are going to hate your stuff, and I mean, to your point, I mean, the people, and I don't want to put a label on them, but there were some people who were really mad with the Black Widow storyline. They were, and the thing is that
what?
I wasn't a fan of the Black Widow
with good reason. I was hating on that too.
I wasn't a fan. of that. And not the whole her calming a Hawk down, because there's precedence for that in the comic. The love story thing was unnecessary.
I agree.
The reason why it was unnecessary is not necessarily that there shouldn't be a love story, but the fact is, and I'm not 100% going with the what the feminists say, but I understand people are coming from. They're like, yo, you got one female character on the team, and
she's gonna be in love.
And her main plot is that she's pining for the other guy, for one of the guys on the team.
That's not her main plot, but I get what you're saying. I mean,
well, it was a significant storyline. It was.
I mean, because you got to keep in mind,
not a main plot. You're right, not the main plot.
Because she's been in damn near a bunch of these movies, so you can't say her only purpose in 5 or 6 movies that she's done is to follow.
No, 5 or 6 movies. Not this movie.
I'm just saying these movies led up to it, so you can't just say she has one main plot. That's stupid. So the thing about this particular movie is that it came out of nowhere, because it was no build up for this. It just, let's get together and do it. And it was like, wait, what? Yeah. I was like, where the hell is this going?
But hey, if you remember, that's what I led off my comments with last week. Is that I tuned in. I didn't expect to see a love story. I totally did not expect to see that at all. And you're right. I kind of thought it was somewhat unnecessary. I mean, I don't think it added really anything to it. Hulk is always brooding off into the sunset. And what else is new? That's what the Hulk always does. So, or I should.
And they could have still kept the whole calming down thing.
Yeah, they could have.
Absolutely. She could have been cool, just like her and Clint is cool. They could have been just friends.
Yeah. So it is what it is. All right.
It is what it is, and this leads right into my last and final subject. Mm-hmm. It was leaked in an email from the Marvel CEO that female superhero movies have been a disaster. So. This is still part of the whole Sony thing. This whole Sony leak, the leak that keeps on giving. And basically, this goes to this whole concept of what's the deal with these superhero movies when you have female characters, the way they're used in the movies, some people are saying is, very stereotypical and typical. But now we also have the CEO of Marvel Entertainment basically putting it out there saying, well, we can't really, make money off of female superhero movies anyway. Y'all believe that?
Hell no. What is he talking about? What movie was a disaster? You ain't like you got a bunch of movies to pick from. Like, for example,
Supergirl.
not really a movie.
What was that, like 30 years ago?
Yeah, that's not really a movie. And if you're going to do that, then all superhero movies were a disaster back then. Y'all remember Nick Fury, a.k.a. David Hasselhoff? That was a disaster. Do y'all remember the first Captain America show?
No, don't bring it back up. That's enough.
Y'all remember the first Captain America show? Do y'all remember Ang Lee's Hulk? Did I say that out loud?
Ooh.
But I mean, so don't do that. Don't say, oh,
Hey,
well, there's a couple.
Don't forget bat nipples. We gotta bring up the bat.
Batman after Michael Keaton. That whole 10 little 10 years in between Michael Keaton and Christian Bale, that was nothing but a tragedy. So
bat nipples. Alicia Silverstone's Batgirl. Come on.
Don't go and pick like one or two movies that you let's say movies.
There were some bright spots.
But what I'm saying is there weren't any female movies.
No, they haven't actually done it. They haven't actually done it.
Yep.
Yeah, they haven't. So you can't really make that
They
statement.
have not done it at all. Unless I'm going crazy, there have been no female.
They tried to do, because you had Wonder Woman, that was a TV show, and people watched it.
But that's what I'm saying. The only one, at least in my adult life, in my life that I remember, is Supergirl.
No, but they tried to do a She-Hulk. They tried to do a She-Hulk. Remember?
There was a She-Hulk movie?
No. It never got off. But they casted, what was that? What's that chick name? The big girl. Is it Bridget Nielsen? Is that her name? Big woman. They casted her. If you go on Google right now, you'll see a bunch of promos and all that. It just never took off. I'm glad it didn't, but it would have sucked. But it would have sucked because she's just a whatever actor.
That's what I said. Those that have actually been released, Supergirl is the only one.
And that was whack. But I think Supergirl's character in general is whack. That's why to lead off with that would have been dumb. But
they were doing so good with Superman at the time, so.
But see, that's what I'm saying. There's female characters. You know my stance on that. I don't think you need to have a female counterpart to a specific character. Just make a fucking. Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, you know that's DC.
Just
that's
make
DC MO.
It's not. You know what? That's DC MO, but it's not just DC because Marvel do it too sometimes.
Not as much. Marvel.
They don't do it as much. But it's like you have a character. Let's say like when they came.
Oh, wait a minute, Bison. See, that's how forgettable that movie was. Elektra. Thank you, Bison. I knew there was something else.
But Elektra and Daredevil were dumb. so
they go down together.
They go down together. That was dumb in general. So
Catwoman.
That don't even count. Catwoman with Halle Berry. Halle Berry sucks. Yeah, that was horrible.
God, yeah.
Can I be perfectly honest? Has Halle Berry done anything that's it seems like after Make Me Feel Good, everything just went downhill.
That's not true.
I can't think of anything after Make Me Feel Good.
Most of it went downhill. I happen to like the one that Gothica joint. I thought that was a good movie. But
I never did get to see
that.
Gothica.
I thought that was a good movie. Not great, but it was a good movie. But but she's done so many movies that was just like.
Okay, so back to this topic, and this is why I wish I knew Member was here, but
keep it moving.
Since Bison put it out there that Supergirl, Elektra, and Catwoman, I think that's the official list. That's three. That's three movies.
Three in 30 years. so
in 30. Almost 40 years, if you think about it, because we're almost getting close to 2020.
And the thing is, out of all those characters that you named, there are way better heroes.
Yeah.
That you could have made.
But my point is, given his original statement, if you were to look at 30 years of movie history, these were the only three female-led superhero movies you got. Is his statement inaccurate?
Yes, because because they didn't put no real effort into making these movies. They just didn't. There was no real effort made to make Catwoman. There was no real effort to do Elektra. That was just trash. When it started, she was trash on Daredevil, but then again, The whole Ben Affleck experience was trash. I'm just saying, Ben. I'm sorry, it was trash. Be real with yourself. It was trash. So it's just if that's what you're gonna do, you're gonna put a crap effort out and then use that bull crap effort to say, oh well, it just can't work. That's BS. It could work. You just need to put an effort in and use the right characters. You got a ton of them. You got a ton of them.
So speaking of efforts, and Bison says that the Avengers 2 Blu-ray is supposed to have material that includes Spider-Man and Captain Marvel. I don't happen to believe that, Bison, based on some of the things that that Whedon has been saying, that he was fighting, that they had already had their production schedule set right when they made the deal for Spider-Man. Maybe Captain Marvel, but definitely not Spider-Man. But that being said, whether it is or not, the plans currently are Captain Marvel and Wonder Woman. I think that's it. So do you think those are the right two to redeem female superhero
Captain
movies?
Marvel should be great.
What about Wonder Woman? No emotion on Wonder Woman? Nobody?
Okay, so here's the deal.
I was waiting on King Phayce. I was gonna say something. I'm like, he was on a roll.
Wonder Woman could be good. Cause you all right? So you saw the anime. Y'all saw the animation?
Yes.
And did y'all like it? Awesome. I liked it. I loved it.
Yes.
I thought it was good.
Yeah, the animation.
But DC movies are awesome.
But what I'm saying is to that question, if they played it like that, the way they portrayed her in all their animations, both in the Wonder Woman animation and in the Justice League series, I can rock with it. I'd love it. But if you just by the person that they casted,
Gal Gadot,
yeah, I don't think that was the best choice. I need to see I'm done crapping on movies just by actors that I don't think is going to play roles, because sometimes they make you look dumb and then sometimes they make me look like the most brilliant man on earth. So it's too 50-50-ish. So I'm willing to watch it. I just honestly believe they casted the wrong one. I don't see her as Wonder Woman. I just don't. And that's going to go a long way. And if they try to sex it up, then I'm definitely not going to like it.
And Bison's just, I don't know if he's trying to help the list or is he just making matters worse, because now he's throwing out there Red Sonja and Tank Girl.
Does Tank Girl even count?
It's a comic. I guess it does count. It is based on a comic. So
Red Sonja and Tank Girl, well, they're so unknown.
And so is Red Sonja. Actually.
Yeah, Red Sonja. I seen. This is two different incarnations of Red Sonja, I think. I know.
I guess we can count them, but that doesn't help the situation. Not at all.
So then I guess if you're gonna do that, if we're gonna
that's still five.
No, that's only five. But if you're gonna go and do out of the way comic characters,
oh come on, Bison,
what?
You're just gonna keep adding. A Flux. You remember from? That doesn't count. That was a live action remake of an MTV.
Yeah, that's. Yeah,
that don't count. That you reach it. And
Lucy, if you want to do that,
and Lucy was halfway decent. Might I add, even though that's not based on anything.
If you're gonna do that, then you need to do every out of the way male character, and there's just as many, 30 times as many. Do y'all remember the Shadow? Y'all remember what was that? What was the one that Liam Neeson played back in the day that he had his face taken off?
Darkman.
Yeah. Is that what we're gonna do? I mean, Lawnmower Man. I mean, come on, man.
Wait a minute. Lawnmower Man don't count. You know that's based on the Stephen King novel.
I'm just saying, if you're gonna do that, then we could do this all night, and it will be like a 10-to-1 ratio. And you should never do another action movie again.
Can somebody tell Bison to stop? Vampirella. There was no Vampirella or Witchblade movie. Now you're just making stuff up, Bison.
Could someone tell him to stop? Could you tell him to stop? You just what? Because someone tell him. What do you mean? Like I'm not going.
And Bison, Vampirella and Witchblade were not movies. They were not movies.
What's the next?
Were they like?
Topic? What's the next?
we beating this one beating it with a stick. Actually
no.
Okay, so here's the deal. We got a lot to talk about still. We want to talk about Convergence, Secret Wars, but let's talk about.
Can I get my two little issues in? Okay, I
Okay,
got
why don't
one.
you go first? Because I wanted to go into Ex Machina next, and that's gonna be a minute. So you
Okay,
go ahead
yeah.
and
So
go first.
I got two things real quick. Number one, I don't know if anybody happened to catch it, but yesterday, um, oh gosh, Disney XD aired an episode of Doctor Who. And typically, for those who have cable packages that don't include BBC, Doctor Who has been kind of hard to get to. But it was very interesting that DC is airing the David Tennant versions of Doctor Who. I caught it yesterday, and it was actually one of my favorite episodes, just where it kind of because it dealt with the face of Bo, which I thought the concept of the face of Bo was really awesome.
Yeah.
So happened to catch that yesterday on Disney XD. So that's so Doctor Who episodes are gonna be airing on Disney XD. I know I can't I don't know if they're gonna be doing every weekend, but I know they're gonna be resuming the second episode, Adventures in Time and Space, on June 13th. So I'm thinking they're testing the waters to see. I mean, there are a lot of Whovians, out there, and especially in the U.S. So I know that that's going to be pretty big. So I definitely wanted to throw that out there. And then I just got one little small issue that we can just talk about quickly. I don't think there has to be a whole lot of discussion, but it's up to you guys. So I was on my way home, and as those who watch the show and have followed us for a long time know that I'm a avid motorcycle rider. So I ride back and forth. So, and the biggest issue, again, y'all watch me, my biggest issue is people in the passing lane that aren't passing. So, rolled up on this dude, and he wasn't really moving. So I kind of rolled up on him kind of tight. He moved. I looked in his car, and I saw he was doing something that was holding him up. And I was like, well, that's odd. Why would anybody do that? And I'm gonna tell you what it is in just a second, because I gotta talk about the second piece. So I rolled up to the second car. Again, passed it pretty quick. It was a female doing the same thing. Both of them were on FaceTime while driving their cars. And I'm like, and I'm thinking about it from a lot of different perspectives. Number one, I know that the video screens are the way of the future, and that's going to be the way it is. But does that FaceTime just create another distraction? I mean, yes, you are using your phone hands-free, but you got something where you have to divert your eyes. I don't understand why people would drive with FaceTime. What is it that you have to see somebody to talk to them? We've had phones for, years and years and years, since bag phones and all the other stuff. Why do you need to FaceTime while you're driving in your car? And I'm pretty sure it was FaceTime and not Google Hangout or anything else. I'm just pretty sure, because I know the young lady's car I happened to be passing by. No, just the shape and of the little brown button down there at the bottom. But because I wasn't traveling quite as fast in the passing lane because I was held up by something else. But okay, so Mr. Sith, you being the Lord of all that is Apple, why? I mean, it's a distraction. That's just not safe. Why do people feel the necessity to FaceTime while they are driving? I don't understand that.
Well, first of all, I'm impressed that they had that type of service to be able to FaceTime. I wonder who their carrier is. So that's number one, because FaceTime seems to work really well when you're doing Wi-Fi. So for them to do that over the regular network, I'm just like, that sounds like some Verizon voodoo to me. But no knock against T-Mobile. We're really fast in the DC area. It's like stupid fast. Fastest network in DC.
Stupid fast.
Yeah, stupid fast. Like crazy fast. But anyway,
stupid dogs.
FaceTime to me has always been kind of like a gimmick. I couldn't explain that because I don't use FaceTime, but every so often there's some good use cases for FaceTime, but it's like situational. Like for instance, when we have birthday parties for the kids, my parents might FaceTime in so that they can see, the whole blowing out the candles and stuff like that, since they're in another state. And those are some cool FaceTime uses. I don't quite see myself driving around FaceTiming somebody. Because first off, if you're looking ahead, or you should be looking ahead, so the person is really just like, what, looking at your chin, or are you holding the phone and you're like doing this number? I don't know what this is the DC area. That's the real issue. Don't they have nothing to do with FaceTime?
Well,
I think it's just that on these roads here in the DMV area, anything is possible.
I've seen that. I've seen people still to this day. I mean, nowadays you got a car with your cars have speakerphones in it. There are Bluetooth options all over the map. you can use the headphones that come with your phones now have phone capability. So I never understood why people are still doing this while driving and still looking at the phones and doing this while driving. I never understood that. I think that's dumb. But I also saw I was in a car with a woman and she had a phone case from her. It went from her rear view mirror, and it like had like a hard wire, like a thick hard wire that came all the way down, and she was able to turn it, and it basically looked her right in the face while she was driving. So it was like right there, and she could just do it, and she would talk on the phone like that. Now, part of it is like, oh, that's nice if you're using your Bluetooth, but they're also like talking and doing the FaceTime. And I thought that was weird. So she was, whoever was talking to her could see her face. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. Because I don't see why you should be. I think FaceTime serves its purpose in general. I think that's one of the best things put out right now. But while you're driving, it's unnecessary. A lot of that is unnecessary. While you're driving.
That's why I just want to throw it out there, because I thought as a non-Apple user, I thought there was some good reason why people.
Hold up! Don't do that, because.
No, I'm just saying
because people use video software on all phones, Androids included.
I mean, it could be Skype, it could be Hangout.
Because truth be told, my kids and my nieces, they talk all the time, and only my kids have Apple. The rest of them have Android or Samsung or something.
Fair enough. But I just thought I'd ask the question because it appeared to me what I saw was FaceTiming, and I just thought I'd throw it out there. There was some good reason why people would do that.
It's not a FaceTime. It's
just the video. It's just
video chatting.
Fine.
Yeah. It's not only people with FaceTime do stupid stuff on the road. That's not fair. If you got Android, you're a responsible citizen on the road. Get the hell out.
Yes, absolutely.
If you have Android, you're not even responsible anyway.
No, if you have Android, your Hangout's just not going to work while you're driving down the road anyway. You won't get a good resolution. Yeah, anyway,
I think it all depends on your service. I'm telling you, this sounds like some Verizon voodoo.
You're right. Okay, I'm done. That's all I want to know.
I'm just going to say we should put that under the column of things that you will see in the DMV that inevitably make you wonder why people got driver's licenses in this region.
No, it explains why when it rains, people can't drive anymore.
Bring on the self-driving cars, please.
So I can pass all of them.
Yeah, exactly. This is just getting out of hand in D.C.
All right.
We're going to go right to another quick topic. We're getting kind of long in the tooth here in this show.
Yes, we are, aren't we?
So we're going to try to wrap this up in the next 10 minutes. So maybe we'll have to save Secret Wars and Convergence for next week. But I wanted to talk about Ex
Or maybe
Machina.
Tuesday.
Or maybe
Tuesday. All right, go ahead.
Are you reading Bison comments on YouTube?
Oh, I'm sorry. I got multiple screens.
Him and St. Clinton have been commenting, but Bison just the last one is just all right. I can't even go to my next topic after that comment.
No. You know what? You need to know. People, look, I've been tweeting the link out all over Twitter multiple times. If folks want to see what's going on, they need to go ahead and click on the link, hop over so they can see the comment section, and they can follow the show and follow the comments in the chat. That's what they need to do. You don't need to read those last ones.
Yes, you have been tweeting it, and I want to bring this up since you mentioned that. I don't want to go in and be all negative, but what's up with that?
Oh, you mean that note?
No. I'm saying what's up with the fact that okay, granted it's 11:48 on the East Coast. Some of y'all probably going to sleep, got work to do in the morning, but I would think after about 2 years or so of doing this, we would have more than a handful of black people who, listen to us and watch us and share us, at least share.
I'm just saying.
I mean, 2+ years. What are we not doing? That's what I want to know. What are we not doing? Or should we? I know what it is. We're not tap dancing. Is that what it is?
Y'all want me to be do more of that Magic Mike stuff? Is that what it is? Because I can do
No.
it. I got
No,
I
we're gonna
don't
lose
think
people. We're gonna lose people. No, 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 no. Don't do
we're
it.
gonna
Don't do
lose
it.
all
Don't do it.
5 of our fans.
Everybody gonna go running.
it.
You know,
No,
I mean, seriously, we've covered tech, we've
I
covered
get
gaming,
busy.
Where y'all
we've
at?
covered movies, comics, we covered stuff that nobody else would cover. We've done blurred town halls about Ferguson. We went in on like so many different issues that's pertinent. And I'm watching and listening to all the other geek stuff, and I'm not taking anything from anybody else. But it's like,
And we got other content.
you know, I'm just like, I don't know. I guess when you said, you know, you've been tweeting it, it just hit a raw nerve. Something I don't think I ever wanted to say on air, and it kind of sounds
And
bitter.
you just did.
And I just did it because I couldn't help it. It just hit me tonight. Like, it's the damn robe. Let's take the robe off. I get all dark side on this story.
But that's
no,
funny.
it's just
but,
like, yo, we've been doing this for like 2 years.
But did you see the last tweet that I sent out? If not, I'm gonna read it to you. Because the last tweet that I said, I don't know if you read it. That's why I'm asking. Because the last tweet I said, come on now, we are in the midst of a great show. We have 9,000 followers. Where y'all at? Join in. And I post the link again. So I don't know. Did you read that? So that's what's funny. That's why it's funny that you bring that up, because I kind of said the same thing.
You know, Bison and Clinton, you know, y'all been riding hard with us for the longest, so y'all don't even count. Clinton, we know that you've been working and doing your thing, but Bison said we not live tweeting Dim Thrones.
There we go. That's why we don't live tweet. We don't live tweet Scandal. We don't live tweet. Yes, that's our problem. Yeah, we want to do things
I've
our
never
way.
even seen Scandal before.
But you know what? We were live tweeting Dim Thrones.
We were live tweeting a lot. I remember for a minute.
Live
That's
tweeting
all I was
Thrones,
doing.
live tweeting Walking Dead or Dim Deads. Oh, man. I ain't trying to hear that. We was live tweeting all that. Personally, I was doing more tweeting than I was watching the show at one point.
Yeah, I had a little schedule at one point. I was live tweeting almost every show that came on during the week.
Yeah.
It didn't change anything.
As it was, let us take the higher road and finish this content.
Yes,
Bring the content.
absolutely. Because so let's just say this. So we put it out there now. We've asked the question, and Geekonius put it out there. It's out there on Twitter. So people, as you watch this video, as the thousands of people log in Monday morning while they're at work to watch this show, and send us info@theblackgeeks.com. Geekonius, it still works? Okay, it still works.
Yeah, info.
Send us information. Let us know does the time suck for you? Are you not interested in content? What are we not covering that you want to hear? Because we cover a lot of doggone stuff. So we'd like to hear from you. Because you are our listenership, you are our audience. We want to hear from you, and we want to find out, where we missing the ball with you, how we not connecting with you wonderful people out there. All right, please continue on, Dr. Conians. Let us not do another 2-hour show here.
All right, roger that. So, get a female host with a nice weave. You know, I'm done reading by
Why'd you read that?
I shouldn't have.
Go ahead and go. Finish. That's crazy. Oh man, get somebody with good hair. That's crazy.
Okay. So me and King Phayce, we finally got around to seeing Ex Machina last night. It has great reviews if you follow such things. At least on Rotten Tomatoes, it actually beat both Fast and the Furious and the Avengers. After seeing the movie, I happen to think I understand why the reviews are what they are, but I'm gonna let King Phayce. What do you think, King Phayce, after seeing Ex Machina last night?
I thought it was a good movie. It was. I mean, you should be able to tell the type of movie if you look at the reviews, because the reviews are set up where, if you look at it, you got the critics and you got the film goers. The critics rated it higher than the film goers. Film goers didn't rate it that high, but it was still high. It was like 87 or something, and the film goers gave it like a 90. or no, the critics gave it like a 91. And you know, normally when you see that, that means they like it because of the art of directing and acting, filmmaking. That's why it's because that's normally that's critics' job. They don't they'll never rate Expendables high, but we all know what kind of movie it is, so we just go and enjoy it. So, but this wasn't one of those movies where if you're going and you see that it has to do with androids and stuff like that, so if you go there thinking you're going to watch iRobot or something, you'll be disappointed. You'll be disappointed. There's no real action in that movie. I say no real action. There's virtually no action in that movie whatsoever. But it's more like a psychological drama, and it's actually a pretty good one. It's a pretty good one. I enjoyed it. It was especially when it got to the end. It was just one of those like, damn.
Yeah.
No matter what you was feeling through the whole movie, when the ending came, you couldn't help but say, damn. So it was well done. I thought it was well, the characters were well thought out and the concept was pretty good. It did have its dry moments, but movies, psychological dramas like that tend to do, but it was more entertaining than not, just to kind of see what was going on and how things were going to pan out.
So so is the hype real?
As far as whether it's a good movie?
If it's that good of a movie, like better than Fast and the Furious, better than Avengers.
I won't say that because it's two different types of movies. You can't do. I mean, it's like comparing. I was about to say something real dirty just now. Because it's about to just fly out.
I'm glad you caught yourself.
Yeah, but it's just like comparing comic books to novels. It's not the same. They're not the same. You can't say, well, this novel is better than that comic book. It's dumb because a comic book is a different medium. And I think the movies are two different. They're different types of movies. Like, you don't go watch Fast and the Furious for to get some mental stimulation. You go to watch the cars. That's it, and that's all it's about. Whereas Ex Machina is solely built for if you don't want to think, don't go watch that movie.
Yeah.
Don't go watch that movie. It's not for you.
What? Bison said the ending was predictable. You know what? I'm just going to say that Bison is obviously on another level.
I mean, listen. Look. If you want to play this game, every movie could be predictable. Me and Geekonians do this all the time. Me and you do this all the time when we watch movies, and we are like, yeah, this is going to happen. But we watch so many movies and we rate so many movies. It's almost not fair to these directors if they can't fool us. You see what I'm saying? But so I know I'm done trying to.
I personally did not see that ending coming. I didn't.
But do you remember the analogy I gave you when I was like, I could see it, because it's almost like you felt bad for the dude and you felt like why she had to do it to him, and it's like, dude, think about it. If you're a prisoner, everyone who comes through the prison.
Hey,
I'm not giving away the movie. I'm just saying. I'm giving an analogy. If you're a prisoner, then everyone that comes through that prison is suspect. I'll just leave it at that. Everyone is suspect. It doesn't matter if the one prison guard gives you extra soup. He's still a prison guard, no matter how you slice it. So at the end of the day, whatever happens, this is nothing personal. I'm not thinking about you right now. So there it goes. But when it happened and how it happened, it was still messed up. Maybe you could have saw what was going to come when the mist ended. I didn't. It was still messed up. Even if you say I saw that coming, it was still messed up.
But you know what? That's what I likened it to personally.
I don't think it was as strong as the mist.
The end, it wasn't as strong. The mist was a lot more jacked up though, because it was order of magnitude.
Yeah. So.
It's not new Bison, but it's the. We need to have a special just Bison show. We could just debate with Bison. Bison is just an awesome brother. He just sees things differently than I do half the time. I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy. But I was gonna say whatever. I was gonna say
your insanity is really not relevant to this conversation. But please continue.
Yeah, whatever. But I was gonna say the thing about it to me, it was really reminiscent to the ending of The Mist, the ending of the first Saw movie. Um, not where it was like as shocking or as gory, but enough to say, huh, I didn't see that coming. And it had a lingering effect because of the implications of what it meant. That's huge too, the implications. And then the whole idea of even after the fact, there's just some things you still find yourself questioning. But it's definitely a thinking man's movie, if you ask me. It's not one of those movies
Yeah.
where
There's no
you
action
go
in it.
there for there's no explosions, there's
All the action
no
was in the last 2 minutes of the movie.
yeah, so it's definitely I would say a psychological thriller, but not really a thriller, I guess, but more of a psychological
Thriller,
drama
thriller. Okay, so I
sci-fi
said
movie.
psychological drama. Yeah.
Yeah. But there's a lot of those coming out. I think in the last year there's some movies that have been slept on that was really good. Like I recently saw Interstellar finally, and that was another good movie I thought that was slept on. Um, it's just there's hope for stuff out there outside of comic book movies. Again, like we talked about Kingsman earlier, and they've already announced they're going to do a part two, so that's good.
See, I don't know if the part two of the Kingsman will be as good as the first, but I'd go watch it because now that the thriller's gone, you know, now we're just.
Yeah, that's true. How could you top the first Kingsman without it becoming
But the
stale?
first Kingsman was great. I loved it.
And
Absolutely.
and that's we need to have a future show about that too, about sequels in general, and it's the great debate: are the sequels better? Very few cases where the sequels are better. Um, I think the big debate, for instance, is Godfather. It's one
I was
of
just
it.
about to say that. I was just about to say that. What about the first and second Godfather?
That's whatever everybody. It's like when everyone had the sequel discussion. That always comes up. The Godfather.
Godfather.
But I'm gonna leave it at that, fellas. It was a great chat with you. Great to see St. Clinton and Bison sitting there following us, and those others who are watching but have not participated in the chat. We thank you for being out there. Also, give a shout out to all the mothers out there who had their day.
Look at the
You know,
camera, please. Why don't you look at the camera when you're speaking to the mothers? Thank you.
you know why?
Thank you. Look at the camera when you speak to the mamas. I let you do the whole show. Look at the mama. Look at the camera.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Because I know what's gonna happen in a month. And see all the pain and suffering
I'm a hater.
that a lot of us went through today.
I'm a hater.
Oh, that's not gonna happen next month. We all know that, don't we? We all know what's gonna happen.
No, I'm a hater. I'm a hater. Today I was officially hating today because mothers got food.
Hey, don't go too far now.
No, F that. I'm gonna speak my mind. Rob got to speak his mind, so I'm gonna do mine. Okay, I'm gonna do me. Okay, they got stuff cooked for them. They got pampered. The kids told them I heard "I love you, mommy. You're the greatest" so many times a day. I want to snuff people. Just do it. But on Father's Day, how many times do I get it? You know what I got? You know what? My kids made my wife breakfast and made her coffee and did some of the laundry. You know what I got on Father's Day? A bowl of freaking oatmeal. And I'm not supposed to be upset right now?
Do they have raisins at least? Did you get raisins?
No,
Did you have raisin oatmeal?
made it so bad. It made it so bad. They put too much water in it. So
Yeah, watery oatmeal.
So that was my Father's Day, and it was like,
Soggy oatmeal.
Hey, Dad, happy Father's Day. Just once. Not, you're awesome. Not, we love you so much. It was, oh yeah, happy Father's Day. And then I got me that little macaroni thing that they were required to do in school. Not something that you did because you loved me, because you were required to do it. So you basically gave me a damn homework. Talk about some happy Father's Day. This is from the heart. F that. I'm a hater. I'm hating right now. I don't think
I'm
it's
telling
fair.
you, Father's Day is a consolation prize. Like, oh yeah, there are fathers too. We got to do something for them.
Yeah.
Look, all these holidays are just marketing. As far as I'm concerned, I think they are government mandated times for you to spend money on corporations. This is all part of the international brainwashing that is part of the organized conspiracy of the Illuminati. So I think that we should just forget all of it. If you're a father, you should be celebrated all the time. You should have your feet scrubbed. You should get oatmeal. You should get, you should have the bathroom clean. If you're a mother, you should get the same thing. You should get your coffee. You should get praise all the time. Forget all these damn holidays. Every month should be Father's Day. Every month should be Mother's Day. Every month should be no. Children shouldn't have no. They only get 1 month. When they don't, because we can do everything all year long. So no, forget it. All of it's a government conspiracy. They just want your data. They want your blood. They want your DNA. They want that. That's all they want, and they want you to spend money for other companies. So
now,
screw all the holidays.
Now, for those of you who really want to know the origin of Mother's Day, we had this thing called Google. Check it out. It was invented in the late 1800s to celebrate this one woman's mother who did a lot of work for the community and charity and stuff, and so it kind of just caught on from there. So put it out there.
I'm just saying, but we can't,
I think Father's Day was still just made up because they realized that if you celebrate mothers, oh yeah, there's a such thing as a father. So, but real quick,
Black History 365. Black History 365.
You okay?
Man, somebody needs to get him a ho-ho.
Did you know that there's beef fat? Read the ingredients on the back of a Hostess cupcake. They use pig gelatin. I'm not lying. Look, I ate one. I made the mistake. Listen. I made the mistake of biting into one, and it tasted funny. I'm like, why does this Hostess cupcake taste funny? In the back of it, it actually had beef fat. Like, what the hell are you doing putting beef fat in a cupcake? It makes no sense. So I'm done with Hostess. I used to love my King Dongs. Nice chocolatey wrap cakes. I can't even eat those anymore, man. I don't even feel right anymore eating them. Beef fat, pig gelatin. How you put pig gelatin in a snowball? That doesn't even make any sense. Can't we just I just want flour and sugar and wholesomeness and love in my cupcakes. That's all I'm asking for. That's not too much, is it?
One, read your labels, people. Let's get that out the way. Read the labels. Two, it's probably best to just make your own food in this day and age, or go organic if you can. And even that, you got to be, watch your back, And three, wow, Rob, really, wow.
I'm just saying, man.
Couple of quick things. I want to give our guests a few seconds here. St. Clinton said he'd love to hear a discussion about originals versus remakes, such as Fast and Furious, going to 60 seconds. What are remakes better than originals?
Gone in 60 seconds.
I think that would be a great discussion. Bison wanted to know, Phayce, did you get the big piece of chicken on Father's Day? Yes,
I got no chicken on Father's Day.
Well, there you have it. No chicken. I didn't want to talk about it because I know we're going to go win next month, so I'm just going to save all my rage. Okay, I'd like to thank everybody for listening. We'll be back hopefully next week. Just letting y'all know AwesomeCon is coming up here in the D.C. area. We will be at AwesomeCon. No, we do not have a booth. Not yet. Not this year. But when we start selling stuff like our comics and stuff like that are coming, we will have a booth for those things. But expect to see us around our Black Geeks t-shirt. If you are a fan of Black Geeks and you regularly listen to us, hit us up at info or direct tweet us or whatever. You know how to reach us, and let us know if you want to meet up, because we will meet up. So it'd be cool to get in touch with the fellow blurs in the area.
Go to www.blackgeeks.com. Be a part of the discussion. Be a part of the experience.
Share it. Like it. Subscribe to it. Follow it. What else they have? Like it.
Love it. Love it.
Love it.
Tweet it. Tumble it. SoundCloud it.
All of it.
Heart it. Poke it.
No, wait a minute.
That's right. That's
yeah. That's enough. Just let everybody else know about it. Thank y'all for coming out. God bless you. Good night.
My God, it's over.
It's over.
It's over.
I gotta push the button though.
You gotta push the button.
He
gonna push the button. He gonna push